Hello, fiber friends, and welcome. I'm horrible at this. Just in case you're new here, like, know that I know I'm not a YouTuber. I'm using my phone. I'm sitting on my bedroom floor. This is not top-notch content. My kids are fighting. Can you hear that? Have kids, they said. It'll be so much better when they're older, they said. They can feed themselves. Hello, fiber friends, and welcome. It's not been that long since you've seen me, but it has been a while since I recorded. It is March 21st, and spring has sprung here in Florida. My name is Kristen. You can find me on Instagram as Stitch Vintage, and yeah, I live in Florida with my 3 children and their baby daddy. And I knit and I spin, and that is how I spend my time. It is what brings me joy and what keeps me from going to a padded cell. And this is a space where we chat about it. Let's get started. This is what we have to talk about today. So I decided after last time I recorded, it's like, you know what? Because I'm constantly like trying to find everything before I sit down and record. So I got this basket. I'm like, I'll just, as things get finished, they'll go in here. And then when this kind of gets full, I'll record a video and we'll chat about all the things in the basket. So these are finished spins, finished knits. I have a few whips to talk about, and that'll pretty much be today. So let's start with knitting finished objects. I only have 2, I believe. And this is the first one, hot water bottle cover. This yarn is from Wee Chickadee. I'm not sure if she's dyeing yarn still. She does fiber, she did yarn. Maybe she does, maybe she doesn't. It's superwash and nylon. I've had it in my stash forever. I love the green with like those flecks of orange. It's so cute. I don't remember the pattern. Pretty sure it's free. It's on my Ravelry finished projects. Everything that I'm talking about, like, I've been pretty good about keeping Ravelry updated. If you're not on Ravelry, feel free to like leave a comment with questions or anything, and I will do my best to answer them. Super simple, super fast. I can't remember if I held the yarn double or not. I did. Yeah, because it's fingering weight. I held it double, knit up super quick. This is a gift for my mom. Hopefully she's not watching. I don't think she does. But for Christmas, I got her a hot water bottle, and her birthday is soon. So I was like, I should knit her a cute little cover. So we did. Okay. And then finish object number 2. I love these so much. Oh, come on. Nope. These are the Poet Socks by Sari Nordlund. And you guys, this pattern, I will 100% make these again. I love the finished product. I loved knitting them. Everything about it. The yarn is Beach Bunny Yarns. That's a local, like, indie dyer to me, just like 20 minutes north, Ormond Beach, Florida. This is my favorite sock yarn I've ever knit with. Now, I haven't knit with a ton, like all of them, but of all the sock yarn I've knit with, this is my favorite. It is superwash. Pretty sure this is it. What is it? 80% merino, superwash merino, 20% nylon. It's just really nice. Like, it's not as like plasticky feeling. Excuse me. It's not as plasticky feeling. Here's the little tag. It's gonna be backwards because I don't know how to flip it. I just really like it. Like, the colors are just, I like it. Anyways, keep saying I like it. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say other than they turned out so good. I did make a mistake that I'm obviously going to show you and point out. I don't know how I made it. I was so frustrated with myself. Do you see where I messed up the seed stitch? How did that happen? But I was like all the way, well, you knit like this. So I was all the way like almost to the heel flap when I noticed. And like dropping back all those like yarn overs and knit two together. So I was like, there's no way. It'll be fine. Who cares? But I love them. I can't wait to wear them. I haven't worn them because I wanted to chat about them first. But Sari Nordlund socks now are my favorite. I love just like the laciness, like the patterns. I didn't know that I would until I knit them and they went super fast. For me, it was just engaging enough. Each row was different. So it kept me wanting to do just one more. Like, okay, because you see, you know, the pattern starting to emerge. So it's like, okay, well, just a few more and just a few more. So I think I knit these in like 4 days. And now my goal is to knit a pair of socks every month this year. Specifically, probably one pair of Sari Nordlund socks a month because I just love them so much. I'll probably knit another pair of poet socks because they're so pretty. Okay, I think that's all I have to say. I knit them 2 at a time. It's the only way I knit socks. It can be kind of hard because patterns aren't written for 2 at a time, but once, like there's YouTube videos on knitting socks and doing like the heel turn. It can be a little tricky. Got something on me at first, but if you just take your time, once you do it, it's super simple. And yeah, 2 at a time socks because they were both done in 4 days. What? Okay, so those are my 2 finished objects for knitting. Next, I had chatted about the heirloom quilt cardigan. I had said it was my year-long plan. You know, I want to take my time, all that. If you didn't watch that episode, well, you didn't watch that episode. Well, I didn't take my time. We finished the yarn. I may need more. I don't know. We'll see. So these are my colors that we went with. So this is handspun. We'll focus. So we have like a rusty, a yellowy, a blue, and the green. This is colored dyed merino top from Ashland Bay, I think. And I mixed that with my border Leicester. I have some like farm roving border Leicester. I blended them like 50-50. And these are the colors that we got. And then I started knitting. So these are my squares. I'll just hold each one up. Oh, that's the back. Because once I started knitting them, I couldn't stop. How many we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 squares? Yep. 7 squares. I actually started this right after I recorded the last video. Took a couple days to like spin the yarn, and then these squares take about an hour. So I am doing the size 1. There's like, I think 2 different charts to follow. I'm using size 1. I think my squares are a little bit bigger than she says, but I've kind of put them together, measured them how they are to kind of see how they're going to make sure the sizing's right, because it is extremely oversized. I don't want it extremely oversized, but I do want it oversized. I don't know. Anyways, I love the pattern. It's very like much a recipe. I mean, you do have the chart for the squares, but everything else is just kind of a recipe on how to do it. I enjoy that because I like to make things my own. And yeah. So my goal was to take my time with spinning the yarn and playing and doing all of that. And I hyperfixated, and here we are. And this is, again, my year-long project. So where I'm at now in my headspace is, okay, like once a week, I'll sit down and knit a few squares. So like each month, I'll have a handful of squares. And then I can't remember how many squares you need, like 27 or something like that. And then we'll move on from there. This I didn't, so this is hand spun. This is kind of the main color, the one that I will most likely do like the sleeves in, and possibly the, you know, the collar, the band, button band. There you go. So this is hand spun, but it is Ashford Cordale, and I did not spin this for this project. I spun this for the Stria cardigan that I ripped out towards the end of last year, or frogged. I have so much of it, so I know I won't need any more of this. I may need a more to like blend up more, but I have plenty for the colors. I'm hoping this is all I need, but we'll see. And yeah, I don't know what color combo is my favorite. My color work is not the best. Flat color work is not my favorite. But I mean, it's fine. I really like the green too. Oh, come on. Okay, so these are all kind of the whitish gray with the colors, and then inverted. And then next time I sit down, I'll probably start like kind of mixing the colors and the squares. And then once I have them all, I'll be able to piece them, like lay them out and see how I want them to go. You know, sometimes when I'm talking about these things, I'm like, you're making no sense and no one's going to be able to follow your train of thought. Okay, so that is the heirloom quilt cardigan. It's not a finished object. It's a work in progress, but these squares are finished objects, I feel. And yeah. So again, year-long project that's moving along a lot faster than I thought. This I don't count towards my whips. So remember, I was like, I only want to have 2 or 3 whips. Like this doesn't count in that because it's year-long. I'm not super focused on that. And like I said, a square takes about an hour. So I feel like maybe, you know, like Sunday afternoons, I can, you know, take a couple hours, knit a few, and then that's 2, 4, 6, 8 a month. In a few months' time, I'll have enough to then seam them all together, start on the arms and the, what is it called? Because it's not a button band, because I don't think it buttons, does it? Okay. Now, what are we going to talk about? Finished spins? Let's talk about finished spins. Okay. Start with the first one I finished because I love it so much. These are not my colors, I know. I talked about how pinks are not my colors, but look at how pretty these are. Do you see? This is Sugared Plums. Beth at Spindelicious dyes this beautiful colorway. It is 80/20 Polwarth and Mulberry Silk. Usually I'm not a fan with silk and blends because it's usually like veins of silk through top, and that can be super annoying to spin. I found this a pleasure. It was beautifully blended. There were some spots where it was heavy silk, but for the most part, I just thought it was, I don't know, Beth is very particular about her fiber choice and like what she buys to dye, because she spins it all. She's a spinner, she knows. So I feel like that makes a huge difference. Okay, we divided it in 3. And each of those became a skein. So like mini skeins. It's a 2-ply. I'm just double checking, making sure. So divided the braid into thirds, just vertically, right? Yes. Wrap them up, set them aside. Grabbed one, split that in half, and then spun one of those, spun another one, plied them together, and we got our first skein. And I took that second nest, split it in half, spun it, so on and so forth. Like, can you see how like they're the same colors, but it's just like with Spin Cycle. Like if you order 4 skeins of one colorway, you're gonna get them, and while they are the same colors, like they look a little different, right? Anyways, I really like this yarn. I have plans for it, and we'll talk about that at the end. Okay. Now let's see if I can use my words to explain this next spin. Oh, I didn't give any stats on these. All right, so we'll go skein by skein. I didn't weigh this. Why didn't I weigh it? Well, this is 33 grams, so they'll all be about 33 grams. So this skein, 33 grams, 134 meters. We talked about, I really like this one. We talked about why I measure in meters. It's because my yardage counter is not a yardage counter, it's a meter counter. So it makes it easier for me. Someone's outside racing. Okay, 134 meters, 126 meters, 184 meters. This one probably weighs a little bit more than the 33 grams. I can't do math, so that's on you. It's a lot of yarn, and it's, I'd say about a sport weight. I love it. Okay, now moving on. Words are gonna fail me. I already know this. I don't know why words are so hard for me. It's like as I get older, I'm like, what are words? This is the combo spin. So this was 3 braids. Okay, I'm gonna put a picture, ta-da, of these 3 braids. The 3 braids are 2 are from Nest, so 2 from Nest, her Fiber Club, Hibernate, and Charmate, and then a tonal from Beth at Spin Delicious, but she doesn't do a ton of tonals, so I was super pumped to get my hands on this one, and that's the colorway Sagebrush. So as you can see, they're very similar in color. Like that blue undertone is very similar in all 3. So when I went through all my braids in December to do my big D-stash, I went through and I planned out combo spins. If something didn't have a plan, or I had to and only needed 1 braid or whatever it was, it went to the D-stash. So these 3, I was like, this would make beautiful yarn. So we spun, this is all 3 of them, like actual combo spin, and this is what we got. Let's open it up. So this is 3-ply. And it turned out really nice. I really like it. It almost just looks like it was a dye braid this way and not a combo spin. And then so my plan was just to spin it like that. Then I spun this, I had the rest of it, and I was like, well, what if, what if, my famous last words, what if we combine them just to see? So ABC, we have braid A, braid B, braid C. So this yarn is ABC. But what happens if we did like AB and AC and CB, or I don't know because my brain doesn't work. So we did that. So this one is both nest. So this has no of the tonal. It's just the 2 nest braids. And you can see there's quite a difference. I guess I should have kept this SKEIN to see the difference. So it's very much this similar, just a little less blue. And then this is Charmante. I don't know how to say it. With the tonal. So the one that had a bit of the purple in it, that's this one. And that turned out really pretty. And then this is Hibernate with the tonal, which had those browns. And you can see. So both of these have the tonal, and then, but the different dyed braids. And then this is no tonal. Both of the, I don't know how to explain it. There's a post on my Instagram that typing things out is much easier for me. But how pretty. Like, they're similar, but they're not. I think it would make a really nice like fade, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, this is this. Okay, so my 3-ply, 226 meters, 104 grams. Both nest colorways, 70 grams, 254 meters. This is a 2-ply. This is the Hibernate with the tonal, and that was 354 meters and 80 grams. And the Charmante in tonal, 350 meters, and it was 87 grams. So we got quite a bit of yardage. I'm happy with the spin. I'm glad I did it the way that I did it. I find that I don't really need that much. I mean, that's 12 ounces of like one colorway. I will never knit a sweater with that. I will never, it's just like in color work, yeah. In socks, maybe, probably not in hats either. It's just, I'm not a huge fan of that look. So I like that I have now like 4 separate skeins that could potentially, you know, be used in something like, what's the shawl everyone's knitting right now from Andrew Mowry? The traveler shawl. Like, this yarn would be great for that. I'm not knitting it, but one day maybe that I may use this for that. Okay, this is a merino sampler from Melly Knits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 6, 25, I think 25 or 20 gram nestlets of hand washed, hand prepped fiber to then spin, and it comes like this. I chatted about this, I think, before. This is Antoinette from Roy Bob's, and this is what changed my opinion on merino and made me buy a merino fleece. If you've got to work with hand processed merino, again, there's nothing like it. It's way better than top. So I'm spinning this brown. I have half of it here. Oh, come on. Other half is on the wheel. And then, so they're all going to be 2-ply. Spinning them all the same way, at the same ratio. I'm actually spinning it pretty low, 14.5 to 1. I have drastically come down on my ratio speed. I used to spin 22 to 1 everything and even higher. That's not the case anymore. I found that I do not like that much twist in my yarn. I thought I did, and I realized I don't. It's not that it wasn't even too much twist, because it's not that any of my yarns were ropey or anything. Like, they were still amazing yarns. I just find that I like a bit lower. I like a lower twist. What I think it is I like a lower twist single, higher twist ply. I think that's where like my sweet spot is, which will be different for everyone. Anyways, so they're all being spun the same way. And then we'll see. I'll have 6 little mini skeins of like natural colored merino, and maybe we'll make a little something. I don't know what we'll make, but something maybe. So that's what we're doing. I'm extremely excited to spin this one. This is a beautiful like fawn color. I've got like 2 faces I've got too. Like, don't look at Jimi Hendrix or my face. Anyways, this is Apple Creek Merino. So it is very hard to get your hands on a fleece from Apple Creek, because you have to like order them years in advance. So it's gonna be so scrumptious. The brown that I'm spinning right now is from Fox Farm Homestead, Montana. Out of Montana. MT is Montana, right? I should know that. And no name, just premium coated merino. I will say, this is compared to the others, this has more lanolin left in it, which means I can't imagine how much lanolin was in this fleece. It feels a bit sticky, and as I'm spinning, my fingers are pretty sticky. Nothing to where it's like even close to spinning in the grease, so like it's fine. Just something to know. I mean, merinos have a lot of lanolin. So yeah, hopefully next time. This is what I've got on the wheel now. All right, whips. What are we doing? And we're almost done. I feel like I'm doing good. We're at 40 minutes. Okay, I don't know if I've talked about this yet. If you follow me on Instagram, you have seen it. Hailey at Knit Weekend, who I found, I think, back in December, shared her Vertices Unite shawl. She did the mini version, and she knit it with Isair. Is that how you say it? Alpaca too. And I immediately was like, I need that yarn and that object. So I ordered yarn. It took me forever to pick my like color scheme. Show the colors. Boop. If they don't fall. So we went with chestnut, peach, walnut, gingerbread, golden, and then I also have white just in case. It only calls for 5 colors. I picked 6 because I wasn't sure if I couldn't pick one of these, and I was like, maybe together, maybe just one. I didn't know. So I cast on just because I had in it with this yarn. And I think we got till about here, and then I set it aside. I was like, okay, I have to finish my other things. I love this. I can't wait to do it, but I have other projects. And then a couple weeks ago, I picked it back up. Oh, I guess I should talk about the Birch Creek bandana we chatted about in the last video. Is back hibernating. I'm over it. We'll pick it up some other time. Maybe I'll rip it out and do something else. I don't know, but it's sitting in timeout, and it's just sitting there. So once I decided to do that. I pulled this back out. Again, my I cord's a little, but it's loose. Like it's got a lot of stretch. I don't know if you can really see. Wait, which side's the right side? This side is. Yep. Can you see the striping? No, you got to be kind of close. So that's the chestnut and the walnut. I really like. You can see it better in person than on the camera. I don't know. Maybe. So we are almost halfway with this part. We're almost ready to start decreasing back down and be finished with section 1. And I can't wait. I'm not committed to like the colors in each section yet. I have an idea, but then I may change my mind. Because originally I was going to do in section 1 the peach and which one is this? I think this is chestnut. However, I did knit it a bit and they were just, you couldn't tell the difference. Knit up next to each other. I feel like here there's quite a bit of difference, but when they were knit, it just looked like one color. So that's what made me change to these two. And while they are similar, kind of, I really like that. It's like subtle. You can see it way better in person. Anyways, I love garter. I love the fabric that garter makes, especially with this alpaca too. It is so drapey and squishy and amazing. Hopefully someone goes and lets their dog in. Okay, so that's where we're at with that. It's one of my whips. Second whip. Socks. These are the Ballad Socks by Sari Nordlund. We've knit up, we've done the heel flap, heel turn, gussets, and now we are on the instep. And we're almost done. So I cast these on last Friday. Today is Thursday. We had a dance competition this weekend. The last dance competition is when I cast on and knit these. I enjoyed having these socks. I felt like it was the perfect little project for dance comp weekends. So Friday I cast on these to bring with me. I don't know what else to say. The yarn is crap. What is the yarn? Let's go grab it. So the yarn is Toad Hollow. And I'm guessing it's their Princess Bride collection, and it is called Left-Handed. I don't know if that's gonna focus. Anyways, it is basically, so the Ballad socks are basically the Poet socks, just like scaled down. Does that make sense? Like the little things are like scaled down. I think once these are done and blocked, they're gonna be just as beautiful. I don't know if anything's gonna top these. I don't know why I love the Poet socks as much as I do. I just love them. Maybe I will feel the same way about these, because I wasn't sure about these either until I blocked them. Okay, so that is second work in progress. And I do have a third. Okay, so we're gonna do, this is what I'm gonna do. I can have, well, technically 4 because my year-long cardigan, but that doesn't count. So we have socks, can always be on the needles. You can have something small, like a shawl or a hat or something for a second project on the needles, a second whip. And then we can have like a sweater. And while I know I already have my sweater / cardigan, the heirloom quilt cardigan doesn't count because it's year long and I'm taking my time. I really want to take my time with that. So we've chatted about this before. my pressed flowers. And I was chatting about in February that, you know, it's another long one. It's a lot of yarn to spin, you know, da 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 da. I still had to like make bats and do other things. Or maybe I had made the bats and I was spinning yarn. I don't remember. Well, I cast it on. And we knit a lot. And you guys, I'm obsessed. Oh, I love it so much. Okay, let's show the back because that's easier. Okay, so we have, you knit the panels and then, yeah, that's what it is. You knit the front and left panel and then you knit the back and then you seam it and then you pick up stitches for the arms. That's how you knit it. So we picked up this arm and started knitting. I love it. It's all hand spun. So the gray is a Shetland top that I took and I blended with some Ashford Corriedale top, put it on the drum carder, made bats, spun them, and this is what we got. During Tour de Fleece, I had spun, it might not have been Tour de Fleece, but it was around that time. I spun Spin Delicious, Ivy, and Wine. And this is it. I have another braid of Ivy and Wine right there. It's out because I think we need to spin it. I don't think this is going to be enough, which I figured it probably wouldn't. I don't really know. Should I try it on? Okay. How beautiful is this? Okay, so this is my first time knitting a cardigan. So first time picking up and doing a button band. I didn't know what I was doing. Is it perfect? Probably not. I don't know. It's my first time. Well, it's not my first time doing like panels and bringing them together because I've done that on my leaf top, I think is the name of it. I did modify it a little bit, and I wanted a lower V here, so like you decrease for like the top. So I stopped and then started the decreasing. Like I think in the pattern we did it like another flower before. I didn't, and then I added more up here. I don't know if that makes sense. So I stopped where I wanted the V to be, like the bottom of the V. Then we went up, but I'm pretty sure like this is where we would have stopped. And I just kept going, which made it a little tricky for the arms. Something I've noticed, so while I was doing it, I could not figure out how to keep, so again, words. This is why I'm not a teacher, because I don't know how to convey what's in my brain. So this is obviously different because this we're going back and forth and then we're turning it and going back and forth this way. But I still wanted the flowers to match up. And no matter like what I did, it wasn't, like I ripped out these sleeves so many times because I just could not get it right. And then I said, screw the pattern, like the chart. I know the pattern because I've knit so much of it. Like I know how to do it. So we're just going to do it. And I like figured out my stitch count, for the arms, like how much to pick up. So the flowers matched. So all that to say, we figured it out. Oh, that's what I was saying. So I went back after I finally figured it out, and like I think I knit a flower, like one flower repeat. I was like, I wonder, like, does everyone have this problem? And I went back and I looked at the projects, and a lot of them the flowers don't match. Like, I don't think the pattern requires the sleeve to like coincide. Like, this is the sleeve, this is the sleeve. Like, these or where the sleeve starts, and they match. So this is the front panel. So these match, this matches, this matches. And if you look at a lot of the projects, these are like off center to this. If I would have known that like that was fine, which I mean, it could have been fine, whatever. But if I would have noticed that in other people's, I would not have worried about it as much as I did, because it doesn't look bad. I thought they were supposed to match, and I struggled. It just means like I'm still following like the chart, just differently. And my decreasing, I had to kind of think through the decreasing aspect of it, because I did make my armhole is bigger, and because I kept going more than it said. I don't make sense. So pressed flowers cardigan. The dog's barking again, I swear. The inside's so pretty. I have like woven in all the ends so far. Yay, go me. I've just not snipped them. I won't snip them until after it's been blocked. But I think it's gonna block super great, because this has like, this blocked really nice. And it's just gonna be so cozy. I love it. What do you guys think? Tell me how much you love it. Even if you don't, lie to me. Tell me I'm pretty. It's so great. Okay, so something I've learned is like, I'll think, oh, this is a great idea. I can take my time. And then I hyperfixate and I'm like, let's go, let's do it. And then it sits. So I've set this down. I set this down and I started the sock. So I knit on this quite a bit. If you follow me on Instagram, like I was sharing in my stories like as I went. And now that I've gotten to the sleeves, there's a lot of purling in this. There's like no purling in any of this. Because you're knitting flat. So you're knitting for your purls, right? Because it's flat. But when you get to the arms, you're not knitting anymore, you're purling. And I don't mind purling, but it's not my favorite. I set it aside so I could do my socks. I don't want to take this big project to the competition with me. Because it's big, it's a lot. I do love this little basket I have it in. So hopefully this will be done when I come to you in April and record a video. I'm hoping the socks and this will be done. I don't know what my next like sweater cast on will be. I have ideas, but I'm not sure because spring's coming. So like there's tank tops that I do, like some tanks that I want to knit. But I really want to cast on this Celeste sweater. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, and I wanted to share something sad that happened because only you guys will understand. Do you remember my Hermione socks that I showed? Well, my hand spun, hand knit Hermione socks somehow were put in my laundry bin, and I didn't know. They felt it. They were put in the washer, and now they're felt in. I found them in the washer, so they didn't go into the dryer. Like, it's not too bad. I can't wear them. Like, it shrunk the foot a lot. So I'm wondering if maybe they'll fit my mom now because she has super small feet. Like this, they're still a bit stretchy. Like I can put them on, but the heel is just like, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see. This is the heel. Like I can kind of stretch them and make them fit, but then they're too tight up here and they're just not comfortable. When they are felted, like there is no, yeah. Anyways, super sad. I may have shed a tear or two. because it's just a lot. But again, I'm hoping they will fit my mom because she wears like a size 5. And she is knitworthy. And hey, she can wash them and be fine. No, because they probably will felt more. So that was super sad. But I mentioned Hailey at Knit Weekend when we were talking about the Birdseed Unite shop. I've been binging audiobooks. So I've not been able to catch up on podcasts since like the end of January. I've read, I think I'm on book number 38 for this year. I haven't watched really any podcasts. I have a whole list to catch up on. And then I finished something. I don't remember. Oh, I think it was the Blood and Ash series. So, sidestepping for a second, I've become obsessed with fantasy romance. What? If you would have told me that literally 2 months ago, I would have called you crazy. Like, I read Twilight and I loved it so much, but like, that's it. Like, I've not read anything like thing else like that. And everyone was talking about Avatar, Court of Thorns and Roses. I've now read approximately like 35 of them. So I read all the Avatar, all Sarah J. Maas. I've read them all. I read Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, like all the TikTok ones. Divine Rivals was not my favorite. Anyways, Blood and Ash, I loved. Jennifer Armstrong. I wasn't sure what to think because I came from like Sarah J. Maas universe over into Blood and Ash. So like the first one was like me finding my footing. And then I fell in love. All of that little side tangent to say Hailey is one of the ones I caught up with. And she's doing a make-along, a knit-along through the year. And it's the Lonely Skein knit-along. Genius. Because I have so many lonely skeins that need to be knit into something. So this is one. These socks was a lonely skein that needed to be knit into something. My Poet socks, lonely skein. Lonely skein. Anyway, so I went through and pulled out all my lonely skeins. These are not them. To pull from this year. I would love to know, A, do you follow Hailey? Are you doing this? What have you knit? Give me ideas of what you're knitting for your lonely skein projects. Because I'm not sure. Socks, probably. Like I still have, so I had 2 skeins of that Beach Bunny. I knit a tank top, like a little tank top, knit these socks, and I have enough to knit another pair of socks. So socks, this is Beach Bunny yarns and espresso. What was this one? This one was beached. I don't think I said that. An espresso. But I knit the totally tessellated socks with this. So I've got about 200 meters. I think I get socks out of these. Shorties for sure. I have a whole full skein of this Beach Bunny yarns. What colorway is this? Murano. I love it so much. I really love this yarn. I would knit all my socks with this. I wouldn't even spin sock yarn. I would just use this. That's how much I love this yarn. We'll see how it wears though. Like that's going to be telling. Okay, so Lonely Skein. This is a full skein. Emma's yarn. So she's local. She's Orlando. Her mom owns, what is it? 4 Pearls in Orlando. And like every single colorway she offers is there. I've never been to that yarn store. Emma's yarn is in like every yarn store in Florida and elsewhere. What is this? This is her Super Silky. The colorway. Oh, this is 2020's Yarn Crawl color, which is Orange Blossom. Socks. I want to know, I don't know about knitting like Sari Nordlund socks with this What do you think? Like, will it take away? I like this because like you can really see the pattern. Like that's what you notice, and that's what makes these socks. That's what makes these socks. That's what makes these. I can't do words. So beautiful. And this is more like tonal. So like, again, I think it'll be fine. But I think this will be too busy. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Because I don't really knit with this kind of yarn often. So I don't know. And if you agree with me, like, yeah, I wouldn't do like lacy, pretty socks like that. What sock pattern do you recommend? I was thinking just doing the DRK everyday socks. What do you think? Okay. I can't remember this yarn. It's another local Florida dyer because I got it from my local yarn shop. She sells yarn and more up in Ormond Beach, Florida. I started knitting the Hermione socks with these years ago when I first got it. I ripped them out, re-skeined it, re-soaked it, all that fun stuff. And maybe, I guess I should knit another pair of Hermione. Maybe that's why those felted, because I gave up on these. Is that like the yarn god saying you should have finished what you started? We'll see. Socks, maybe. Hermione socks out of both these? I don't know. What are your thoughts? Okay, I have, I think this is like 60 grams left of Emma's yarn, super silky. I knit the Flying Birds. I think those were by Hailey Locatelli. That's how you say her name, I hope. I knit the Flying Bird shorties with this, and I have enough to make another pair of shorties, so Lonely Skein. Spin Cycle. I've got 2 Lonely Skeins of Spin Cycle that I have no idea what to do with. I haven't had any idea. I really like the colors. And then I have these two. These 2 yarns have been in my stash for like 10 years. I got them about 10 years ago with no idea what I was buying. It was my first time going into like an actual yarn store, a good yarn in Sarasota before they moved. So they used to have this massive space. They've moved and downsized quite a bit. But when it was massive, like it was overwhelming. I got these and they are singles. So this is Madeline Tosh Merino Light, Cosmic Wanderlust. And this is the Manos Stella Uruguay, 30% silk, 70% merino. And they've just been sitting because I didn't know what to knit with them. However, I pulled all this out and I was looking at these 2 together. And I was like, maybe. And I was just thinking and thinking and thinking. And then I was like, well, wait. This and this. I can make a Harlow hat for my nieces. I've got 2 nieces and a nephew. And I have enough pink and enough of this where I think I can make 2. I think I can get 2 Harlow hats, like kid Harlow hats out of this, which is like brioche, 2-color brioche, right? Good idea or bad idea? And then I was like, well, if I make them, I have to make my nephew. I was like, I do this, and here's where I need your help. Because originally I was like, we can do that. Or, you might not remember it. This is an experiment from Tour de Fleece. I've chatted about it. This is, I don't think I'm going, I didn't, no, you'd have to go back and watch. I did this yarn. I split it in half, put 1 half on a drum carder, blended it, spun it, and then spun one just like regular, like just how I normally spin, and then we compared them. These 2 together in a Harlow hat. What do you think? I kind of really like it. And I was like, well, and then I can do something. So this is hand spun merino. I can do something with these 2. I don't know. I was trying to pull, because I have like when we talk about like single skeins, that's all my handspun single skeins basically. So I was looking through there. So I'm looking at that and looking at these. Like, what can I do? And this is kind of what I thought. What do you think? I mean, I can always save these for like color work for something. Maybe. I don't know. But I have so much. Anyways, I would love your thoughts, your ideas, especially when it comes to like the spin cycle. Not necessarily using them together, but like what projects, what do you make when you just have like that one beautiful yarn that you grabbed randomly, have it in your stash? What are you making with it? I need ideas. Also, like socks with like super busy yarn. What are you guys making with that? What socks are you doing? These will most likely be Sari Nordlund, like these colors. I will make more Sari Nordlund socks because I love them. And I do. I really think it's so girly. They are so girly. Like, they love all things like pink, and they'll match. Like, they have like matching shirts. Like, they're super close. They're a couple years apart in age, but they're just super cute together. So I thought it would be fun to make them like matching hats. What do we think? Okay, we're wrapping up. I gotta go get Stone, just my middle child. Tell him he needs to get ready because he has dance. And I can still hear him on his game. I need to grab something for lunch and put all of this stuff away now. We are done. And then I can empty out my basket and we can start refilling it with finished objects. So I hope you enjoyed your time here. I hope you found some sort of inspiration with something. If you have questions, please comment them. If you enjoyed the video, I mean, give it a thumbs up maybe. I don't know. Just don't give it a thumbs down if you don't like it. You can just go away if you didn't. Okay. That's it. I will see you guys next time. I never know how to start them. I never know how to end them. So happy spinning, happy knitting, and happy spring. And I'll see you guys next time.